was recently asked to do a video on how I print and cut my die cuts, and I've been messing around with some that I had just downloaded this morning, so I figured now was as good a time as any. So I just opened up my Silhouette program and opened up the die cut that I want to print right now. I copied it and just moved it around 4 times so it'll fill up the sheet. And I turned on my registration marks because I'm going to print it and then cut it. So this is really the easy part. And I'm sorry if this video is shaky because I'm holding it with my hand instead of my tripod. And you can hear my printer going. And I will show you what it looks like when it comes out. Okay, so here's what it looks like when it comes out of my printer. I have the 4 images and my registration marks. So now that I've printed this, I just kind of put it off to the side until I'm ready to send it through my Silhouette. So I like to print my die cuts with an offset. I'll show you an example of something I just printed. See how it has the white border and it didn't cut right on the black line? I like offsets. That's just my personal preference. You don't have to print with an offset or cut with an offset, but that's how I like mine. So I'm going to show you how I do it. I don't know if this is the right way. I'm technically a newbie to the Silhouette program. I've really only used it for personal use for a couple of months, but this is how I do it. So I'm sorry if there are easier ways. So first, I select the trace tool up here. Select my trace area, and I outline the die cut, and then I do trace outer edge, and I move the image out of the way so that I just have the edge, and this is what I'm going to use to make my offset. So I'm just going to follow those same steps for all 4. And again, I don't know if I could select all 4 at once and do it. I'm not going to try since this is just the method I've used for the longest time and it's worked for me. So like I said, I'm sorry if there are easier ways. Trace outer edge. Now I have all of my outer edges. So to get my offset, there's this little circle down here, and if you hover over it, it says offset selected shape. I select that, and then I pick offset. Actually, I have to pick my shape. And then I pick offset. And you see how it put that trace area outside of my original trace area? Then I just move the inside. And I'm going to do that again. Move my inside. And repeat the steps. I may have put these too close together. Oh, nope, just perfect. So now I have the trace marks bigger than my original image, so it's going to cut with an offset. So now if I just go to cut settings, you'll see that that lights up bright red. That means that that is where my Silhouette is going to cut. So now, and pardon my old cut mat, I am really just running this thing into the ground. I have new ones, but if it works, it works. So I just line my paper up, and I'm gonna send this through my Silhouette, and then I will show you my finished product. Okay, my mat is loaded, and now I'm ready to choose to cut. So I went to the blade, cut settings, cut edge. I'm just doing it on normal cardstock. And I like to pick double cut to make sure it works. Then send to Silhouette. And she comes alive. It's reading the registration marks. And then it will start cutting. So we are done cutting now, and you can see once I peel this off, I am left with 4 little die cuts. I have the perfect offset, and now you can change the offset if you just want a slim white line. I'm sorry for the lighting in here, but you can see if you want a slimmer white line, when you go to the offset feature, sorry for my camera like zooming in and out, it's going crazy. You can see your distance. You can mess with this, and then you can make your corners rounded, your corners square, so you can get a bigger offset, a smaller offset, really just however you like it. But I keep it on this setting because that's how I like my die cuts, and they're finished. It's super easy, and on this type of cardstock, it's pretty durable, so I don't laminate these, but I have before, and what I found is a great thing to do is to print them with the registration marks, then laminate them, and then put them through your silhouette, because then when it cuts the lamination with the perfect edge. The lamination doesn't peel up, and you don't have that like extra lamination seam all the way around your die cut. You have to mess with your cut settings for that. For laminated die cuts, I do believe, it took me a little bit to figure it out, but I think I did cover stock, and I kept it on whatever settings it came up as. Cover stock, and then I, changed my blade to what it said, and I kept it on double cut, and I believe that is the setting I use to cut through lamination. Sometimes it doesn't cut completely cleanly all the way around, but I can pop most of it off the lamination, and then I just use an X-Acto knife to clean it up. But it's a really cool way to get that lamination on there without the extra lamination seam. So as I'm just looking through here, I'm pretty sure cover stock is what I used. I just want to make sure. Yeah. So I use the cover stock setting to cut with lamination. But I know not everybody's machine is the same, so you definitely have to mess with it. But I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you have any questions, let me know. Bye!